Hey guys, what's up? Z here with Giz China, and this is the Xiaoyi M1 mirrorless camera. It costs about 330 bucks, and in terms of specifications, it actually has the same sensor used in the Panasonic GX8, which is almost 3 times the price of this camera right here. So Xiaoyi, shortened just to Yi most of the time, has positioned this camera as a kind of a bridge camera for those who want something more than a smartphone camera, but are not ready for a DSLR just yet. Let's see whether it does exactly that. This is not a replacement for those who already have a DSLR. It's not weather sealed, there's no EVF, there's no articulating screen, and there's no mic jack either. And most importantly, there aren't a lot of physical controls. In fact, the body of the Xiaoyi M1 is actually tiny, the same size as point and shoot cameras, minus the lenses of course. It's made out of plastic that doesn't feel too bad. On the top you find the hot shoot, the selector dial, the off and on switch, as well as a circular dial. And on the right side you find the micro USB charging port, the SD card slot, as well as the micro HDMI port. And on the back you find the touchscreen as well as the 2 physical buttons. The kit lens is made out of plastic and has decent quality. The optional prime lens is also made of the same plastic and is also similar quality. But the weird thing is that there's a focus ring on the prime lens that actually doesn't work. The focus ring is cosmetic and doesn't work, which is kind of weird. So the first thing I did was pair my camera to my cell phone, and the camera immediately detected an update, and it took about a minute to install said update. So the operating system on the camera is actually pretty easy to navigate. It's swipe and touch based, so you swipe left in order to reach all the scene modes, and you swipe right to get to all the settings. So the UI here is not as smooth as Android or iOS, but it's not slow enough to frustrate most users. Still though, shooting on this camera is not going to be as fast as DSLRs or higher end mirrorless cameras, just because those units have more physical controls, and this you have to swipe through menus and change all the settings. So using the kit lens, I snapped quite a few photos, and I got consistently good photos in good lighting conditions. However, the camera is not very good at autofocusing. Continuous autofocus didn't work very well all the time, and single autofocus definitely worked better, but there were still times where I would try to focus on something and the camera would just refuse to focus and snap a photo. However, when the camera does focus properly, the photos are clear, they're very detailed, and the colors are very natural and have good quality. So the less light you have, obviously the camera performance goes down. I was able to take photos in low light up to around ISO 12800, and after that the photos were actually pretty grainy and almost unusable. I also tried out the optional prime lens, and the pictures that came out of this prime lens are actually a lot better than the ones that came with the kit lens. The same autofocusing issues apply here, but the photos here are crispier and clearer and sharper than the kit lens. Because of the low f-stop, there is huge amounts of bokeh, which really gives the photos you take an artistic feel. You can definitely take some good photos with this lens, but do note that if you shoot with the prime lens wide open at f1.8, you do get a little bit of chromatic aberration, which lowers the quality of the photos, but if you stop it up to f4, this mostly disappears. This prime lens actually performs pretty decently in low light, which means that you can take pretty good shots even at night. And it's a much better option compared to the kit lens for low light shooting. Let's move on to video quality, and video quality here is actually really good. Both the kit lens and the prime lens shoot very crispy 4K footage. The prime lens shoots slightly better footage than the kit lens. However, the big downside is that this camera does not have manual mode in video shooting, which means that the auto mode tries to compensate every time there is a lighting change, and each compensation is accompanied with a flicker, which is really annoying to watch. But when the flickering doesn't happen, the footage looks really good. But do note that there is no OIS in either the body or the lens of this camera, which means you should probably use a tripod anytime you're trying to shoot video. So to conclude, you know those people who bring point and shoot cameras to weddings? This is the perfect camera for them. And also those people who bring tablets to weddings, I want to punch them in the face. But a brief summary for the Xiaoyi M1, it actually takes better photos than any smartphone and a lot of point and shoot cameras, and even some entry-level DSLRs as well. It's also very small and inconspicuous, so it won't attract that much attention. However, the camera does have trouble focusing continuously, so it's not the best option if you want to shoot fast-moving objects. The camera with just a kit lens costs around 350 bucks. I do not recommend you get the kit with 2 lenses, which bumps the price up to $500 because there are a ton of other options out there. But here the basic kit is definitely not a bad deal at all. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.